Welcome to the Ashes Archives, where we explore the captivating lore and legends of Vera through the eyes of an adventurer. Get ready for an expedition into the heart of Vera in Ashes Archives. Carphin, then and now. Such a contrast between the shell that remains today and its former glory. Once a beacon of hope and prosperity in this world, especially the university. It was an example of how different races of people at odds could forge a future of peace, tolerance, and progress together. But it was all for naught. Evil seeped into the very soul of Carphin. Every corner of the bustling and prosperous city, every church pew, every scholar's desk. The red mist, it claimed it all. Emerging as one of the main city-states of the Aelan Empire, Carphin was formed after the Great War of the Undying, the massive conflict between the Aelan humans and King Atrax and his undead armies. Located near the Winstead settlement in the present day, Carphin was once a beautiful metropolis, nestled in the Riverlands, the ancestral home of the Aelan humans. The demise of Carphin, a tale etched with the sorrow of ancestors who witnessed its fall, unfolded despite the once vibrant heart of the city, its university. A home to mages and scholars from around the world, the University of Carphin was a neutral location where all races could learn the intricacies of the essence, the magical phenomenon interwoven into the very fabric of all life on Vera. The Pyrrhian elves, who had unparalleled skill and knowledge of this magical essence and its uses, ventured out into the world, wishing to share their knowledge with their fellow Verans. This beautiful notion, transcending racial differences and barriers, became the cornerstone of academia at the Carphin University, where members of all races could study and learn the secrets of the essence together as one people. As a gesture of kindness and unity between the elves and humans, the Pyrrhians erected a tower on the grounds of the university, known simply as the Tower of Carin. Throughout its history, numerous mages and scholars performed their research and taught lessons in the monumental structure, making it a focal and prominent point of interest in the region. Among the great mage scholars to have a hand in the tower's history, and not to mention the illustrious honor of earning a statue of their likeness at the university, was Tanfalaris Rin, the Pyrrhian elf who built the Tower of Carphin and became its first dean. Dean Darin Lamont, a member of the famed Orin family. Then there was Aristad, the first Aelan human dean of the university, and Dean Clon Xander, the unrivaled master of alchemy. Murals depicting Pyrrhians teaching the humans the ways of the essence and of the construction of the Tower of Carphin adorn the halls of the storied university, as well as a symbol of a lion and a griffin on the university's main entry doors, depicting the friendship and cooperation between the humans and the elves. One strange and yet unexplained detail on the statues is the fact that many of them appear to be wearing meager sandals of some sort. This simple, seemingly inconsequential matter has sparked quite a debate amongst researchers and chronologists from Sanctus, such as myself, who have studied the storied history of the university. My most educated hypothesis on the matter, well, the mages of the University at Carphin simply wish to be as comfortable as possible. Don't mind me, though. I simply have trouble missing these minute details. allow me to digress. Amongst the most intriguing Magi scholars to grace the University of Carphin was that of headmistress Laria Lamont. A very talented practitioner of the Magi arts, Mistress Lamont was the dean of the university during the time of its untimely demise, the fall of Vera. As fellow citizens of Sanctus, you are, by now, through our educational system and institutional knowledge, astutely aware of the events of the fall. Therefore, I will simply attempt to refresh your familiarity of the event, intersecting it with the incident that befell Carphin. For many years before that fateful day, comet-like celestial bodies began to appear in the skies above Vera. Speculation ran rampant as to what they were. For so long, the phenomena eventually just became a forgotten fixture in the skies above Vera. However, one day, the harbingers, as they were called, awoke, and death began to reign upon the peaceful lands of Vera. Unbeknownst to the citizens, these harbingers were actually conduits set in place by the others, 3 banished gods and the ancients, a rogue race created by the gods long ago and sentenced to an eternity in the depths of the void. The harbingers were used as a means of travel from the void to the material plane of Vera, where the ancients would exact their revenge against the gods for their banishment. To the unsuspecting population on Vera, an apocalypse ensued. The ancients, the others, and their alien-like minions poured onto the surface of Vera from the harbingers and began to sow the seeds of destruction across the world. With the invasion came the corruption. Blood magic, the darker side of the essence, always encroaching on civilization, often manifesting as seeping crimson fluid, blood-red vines growing from the soil, weaving a destructive path, entwining structures, and souring the land. This blood magic used by the ancients, representing the depth of their hatred toward the gods and their desire for revenge and those who banished them into the void. It is, at its very core, the ancients' attempt to pervert and destroy all that the gods created, including the glorious world of Vera. During this calamity, many cities and settlements fell, but amongst the chaos, others endured. Among the holdouts was the great city of Carphin and its university. But they knew that they existed only on borrowed time. At the request of Carphin's great council and the royal family, headmistress of Carphin University and renowned mage Laria Lamont would attempt a desperate and drastic ritual to prevent the encroaching armies of the ancients from reaching their beloved city. But was it worth the risk of using a feared and treacherous form of dark magic? Blood magic, a school of magic that creates corruption in the caster, which is known to bleed into the environment from which the caster draws essence, in order to simply cast the spells. But she was desperate to buy the citizens of Carphin some time to escape what was coming. Seated atop Carphin's great tower, Lamont attempted to cast a protection spell, but a willing participant would be required as a blood sacrifice. A single man stepped forward. Vera Pulsifer willingly gave his life, his very essence, to complete the ritual. As the ritual ensued, Lamont became increasingly unsure about her success. Many histories speculate that it was in this moment Laria Lamont reluctantly heeded the advice of a mystical entity, which caused the channeling of her spell to go awry, leading to a massive explosion. In the aftermath of the blood ritual and the subsequent blast, Carphin had been enveloped in corruption. An overwhelming red mist poured from the tower and onto the landscape below. The mist claimed the lives of many citizens of Carphin, rendering them undead. As a result of this perversion of Vera, this corruption, it now saturates the very soil of Vera. It is a living, breathing being. Corruption grows as a result of the prosperity of the citizens in the settlements of Vera. Where there is growth and life and hope, there is corruption, seeping into the fabric of our world, pushing back against all it is trying to achieve. As for Carphin, it remains tainted to this day, reactive to the environment that surrounds it. When the citizens of the Riverlands take a step forward, the corruption upon the grounds and within the halls of Carphin answers with dark, crimson anger. But it is up to the wolves. It is up to the warriors of Vera, those that stand in the breach, to keep that evil at bay.